All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, I got a confirmation about some things that have been said about Errol Spence Jr., and they are shocking. At the same time, though, explains a lot, and you can say it's an excuse if you want, but got it from a very, very good source. Errol Spence Jr. had fractured ribs right before he fought Terrence Crawford. And that's why his team saying the weight was not the issue. And they feel very confident in the rematch. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 154-47 pound division, where it's put out on Twitter yesterday that information from close to Errol Spence Jr.'s camp came out, and they had verified that Errol Spence Jr. had small fractures in a rib or ribs during the training camp preparing for Terrence Crawford. And that is the reason why Errol Spence Jr. said, if I had an excuse, I wouldn't give it to you. Also why Derrick James said just recently that the weight was not the issue, and why this is the main reason why I'm saying this. The reason why Errol Spence Jr. is insisting on the rematch with Terrence Crawford. Also, Terrence Crawford does Errol Spence Jr. a solid. Something that other fans of Terrence Crawford won't do, which is tell the truth about Errol Spence. Man, how I really appreciate it. Now, look, before I get into the specifics and also what Terrence Crawford said, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. Thank you to Matty Yo. Thank you to Jeff Miller. Thank you to Mariano. What's going on, DeMariano? I saw you come through the chat, man, with a very, very well-written comment. Shout out to all of you guys that are regularly in the chat. Shout out to King, which a troll himself. And shout out to all the people that don't like me and put in the comment section all kind of really nasty comments and vent and try to kick me like you're your dog. Today, I'm in a good mood, so thank you for your support any way it comes. But let's get into this. Terrence Crawford said, "What's wrong with boxing? What's wrong with boxing? This is the only sport where a person loses one fight, and all of a sudden you think that they're trash and they're no good. They lose one fight, and you think that they're trash and they're no good." And does that happen with basketball or with basketball teams? Does that happen with golfers? Does that happen with tennis players? No, it doesn't. In every sport other than boxing, and by the way, other than American boxing, specifically American boxing and Black American fighters in particular, does that take place. There are plenty of other boxers that lose, come right on back, and they don't care. Canelo Alvarez lost twice, came on back, fans didn't care. Manny Pacquiao got knocked out face first. You know what that song was, face down, up, okay, you know what I mean? Juan Manuel Marquez face planted him, bow on the mat. People didn't care. He's still the greatest fighter of the 21st century. Go on and on and on with the number of fighters that have lost, okay, and came back and had careers continued. But Errol Spence Jr. has a special place of contempt in the heart of certain fight fans where they believe that he is trash. I don't want to see the rematch. He'll never fight again. At the same time, though, telling people to give Terrence Crawford his credit, which, friends, doesn't work. So and it is this reaction, I'm convinced, is this reaction from these fake Terrence Crawford fans that forced the hand of people in Texas to say, look, dude, this is what happened. Stop it. The man was injured and he refused to pull out of the fight. He refused to delay the fight. He was like, no, I don't care. I'm fighting this dude. Yes, I'm hurt. I'm fighting this guy. And he did not pull out of the fight. He kept his word, got in the ring, got whooped, and says, okay, now I'm going to go heal up. And we're going to do this again. That's what rematch clauses are for. Hopefully we can make it at 154 because I don't want to fight at 147 anymore. It's a very, very hard drag. Now, considering how easily Terrence Crawford beat Errol Spence, something we had never seen before, why is that so hard to believe that somebody can be injured going into a sporting event? Why is it so hard to believe that Shakur Stevenson, when he fought against Edwin De Los Santos and stunk up the place because he really wouldn't engage, why is it impossible to believe that the man may not have been able to throw his left hand? That he may have had a severely bruised left hand? And also, Terrence Crawford could have been foreshadowing a little bit when he said that and talked about how crazy it is how people throw away fighters when they have one loss. Terrence Crawford probably knew about Shakur Stevenson's hand injury, probably knew about it, and probably was not just saying that. And I'm telling you, Terrence, people think I hate on Terrence Crawford, whatever. I know what Terrence Crawford is. He's a very, very intelligent dude, and he's a very, very good fighter. And I know if Shakur Stevenson, like they were alluding to, had injuries, that he would know about it. And so to me, sounded like he was foreshadowing that a little bit. And I think that showed in that fight, because if Shakur would have lost that fight because he wasn't able to throw but one hand against a guy like Edwin De Los Santos, who's coming at you and definitely can stop you if he hits you, hey, man, no better time to say it than the present, you know? However, as it relates to Errol Spence, come on, man. And I got this from very good. I was like, man, is there any truth to what they're saying about the fracture? And they said, yes, there is. Now, there was people who came out who were sparring partners and said, well, I sparred him, 3 weeks away. So no, I don't think there was anything. Man, look, dude, there was something going on with Errol, but doesn't mean that Terrence Crawford can't win the fight or won't win or wouldn't have won the fight if the dude was all the way there. However, just the idea that somebody can't be injured going into a fight, every other sport, people go into their ankles are sprained or they got a kind of a messed up knee. The fight, the game must go on. The fight must go on. And my hat goes off to, if this is true, which I believe that it is, especially off of, now it's been said by multiple sources. And then I just double checked with somebody that would know, who definitely didn't want to tell me. I believe that that's true. And that being said, makes me more excited for the rematch. But I got to tip my hat to Terrence Crawford for telling the truth about fighters and how unfair it is for fighters to be just brushed off whenever they lose one fight. Or in the case of Shakur Stevenson, if he stinks up the gym in one fight, to write him off and he's trash and he's all of that ridiculousness, man, that people were saying. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think about it in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.